Hey baddies, it's your girl Sham and I'm back with another video. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you could be a baddie too. Obviously, as you can tell by the title, this will be my 1 year Invisalign retainer update. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned.
You got me twisted. You got me twisted.
Okay, so before we get into the video, I'm sure you guys can already hear the lisp. I do have my retainers in at the moment because I did not wear them last night and my space was spacing. They're very tight right now. So I did eat dinner, brush my teeth, and immediately put them in so that I could have them in for as long as possible before I have to take them out to go to work. Really quickly, I'm going to tag my Invisalign playlist up here in the corner. So if you want to see my journey, if you want to see my initial thoughts and feelings, I kind of compared braces versus Invisalign because I did have both. All the information will be in the playlist, but just to do a quick recap, I did an express case of Invisalign in May of 2021. I had 10 trays total, which was about 20 weeks, although I did have to have my last trays in a little bit longer because they kind of messed up my retainers. Nonetheless, I had 10 trays. I paid $2,600 for the express case, and I got them off around this time last year. I know it was right before Halloween, so it's been a year since I've had my Invisaligns off, and now I have my retainers in. So I'm going to start off with the only regret that I have having gone through this process. I had a space in between my two front teeth. I have always had that space since I was little, and it obviously was bigger before I had the braces. Got the braces off, had some issues with the retainer, stopped wearing the retainer. The space was still visible, but it was not as big as it initially was. I decided to get Invisalign to finally close it. I regret not getting a permanent retainer just on these front two teeth to keep them together, because honestly the space is very temperamental and it does not want to stay closed. I was instructed to wear my Invisaligns full-time for 3 months, and then after that switch to wearing them only at night for a year, and I did that, but the space be spacing sometimes. And honestly, I feel like it just depends on my hormone cycle and what time of the month it is, which month it is, because sometimes, so I work 8 to 4:30. Some days I could take my retainers out at 7:30 in the morning, go to work all day, and my space still be closed when I get home from work at 4:30. Sometimes I can't even get through the 8-hour shift at work without the space opening up. So I really regret not getting a permanent retainer. I have been researching getting a permanent retainer. I've called several orthodontists. So let me backtrack a little bit. My dentist did my Invisalign because they go through the Invisalign people, the Invisalign lab orthodontist. So I don't feel like you necessarily need to go to an orthodontist to get Invisaligns. However, I am going to highly recommend that you get the actual brand of Invisalign, not Smile Direct Club, not Bite, or any of those that you do yourself at home, because the attachments that Invisalign put on make a world of a difference when it comes to straightening your teeth, and they also make sure that your bite is correct. So I was still under the watch of a professional as well, going back and forth to my dentist. But when it comes to Invisalign, I don't think it matters whether you see a dentist or an orthodontist, as long as it's somebody that knows what they're doing when it comes to teeth, because the people at Invisalign do the actual trays and everything. Nonetheless, my dentist is now retired, and there is a new person running his office. And honestly, the lady that was at the front desk isn't there anymore either, so I don't know what's going on. I did meet the new dentist for all of 10 seconds a couple of months ago. I don't know what he doesn't do. So I don't know if he does Invisaligns. And if he does do Invisaligns, I don't know if he does permanent retainers. I have absolutely no clue what the man does. So I've been calling some actual orthodontists to see if I can get a permanent retainer. My friend who has a permanent retainer gave me her orthodontist information, and they were like, oh no, we can't do that, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, but like, and I think part of it is maybe that they don't want to like go over somebody's work, but I had Invisalign in my, like, anyway, I don't even want to get into the tangent, but part of it I feel like is that some people don't want to like go behind somebody else's work. The other issue that I've been having is that like some people act like I'm asking them to commit a cardinal sin or something because I'm asking for a permanent retainer. Now I understand that a lot of people have hygiene issues with upkeeping a permanent retainer because it's hard to keep clean. It gets a lot of plaque buildup, and then that plaque calcifies, and it kind of like deteriorates your teeth faster than your teeth would have deteriorated had you not had it. But I keep up with my teeth. I have a dental kit, and I do my best little deep cleanings at least once a month. I go in and get all the plaque from like my gum line and in between my teeth, so like I don't feel like I'm gonna have that problem, but I can't explain that to a professional either. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't know, it's like telling a doctor to move out the way because you know how to sew and you could stitch just fine. Like, it's not gonna hold any weight for me to tell them that like I clean my teeth and keep up with my teeth and blah blah blah. So that's the issues I've been having, is finding somebody to put me a permanent retainer in the two front teeth in the top. And that's all I want. I don't want the 4 top teeth. I just want the 2 middle teeth. And I say that because I feel like I need just to force these 2 front teeth to just stay together. Even if I only keep the permanent retainer on for a year, I feel like that should be enough time that my teeth get the memo, because they're very stubborn and they want to go back to where they were, and the space wants to still live its best life. Now, it's nowhere near as bad as it was when I first had my braces off, because I couldn't go like 30 minutes without that space opening up and living its best life. I can go a couple hours, like I said, depending on the day, depending on the month. I could go a couple hours with the space staying closed, but the overall consensus is that I cannot go a long period of time. Which leads me to my next point, because I was told after wearing this retainer for a year to switch to the second set of retainers, as well as to start only wearing the retainer like every other night. I can't go every other night without wearing this retainer. I'm gonna have a space and I'm gonna have a problem. I didn't have these in last night, and right now they hurt. Having put them back in. I do have footage of me going overnight without the retainer, so I will post that here. Keep in mind, when I say I went all night, didn't have my retainers in, I'm starting at 7:30 in the morning, taking them out for work. We're going all that day, right? Then we're going all that night and not having them in, and then we're going still all of that day without having them in. So we're going over 24 hours, probably like 36. Yeah, because from 7:30 to 7:30 the next morning is 24, 7:30 that night, and I don't put them in at 7:30, so that's over 36 hours. And it's just not working out for me. I did say I was gonna try to wear the retainers more, which I still probably need to do that, but I just don't think that that's going to solve the problem when my teeth are very temperamental as soon as I take the retainers out. So what I think I need to do is just ensure that they're forced to stay together regardless of whether I have the retainers in or not. That's just how I personally feel about it. As far as me switching to the second set of retainers, I don't think I'm going to do that just yet. I do have a total of 4 sets of retainers. I was told to switch to the second set after a year, wear them every other night, and do that for a couple of years, and then switch to the third set. However, this first initial set, there's no no issues with it. No wearing, no tearing, no chipping, no cracking, no nothing. It is a little bit looser than what it was, but at the same time, it comes as hard plastic until you kind of break them in. So they're broken in, but I don't think the integrity of them has changed. I think my teeth are exactly as they were and where they were when I initially got the retainers and got the Invisalign off, so I don't feel like I need to get rid of these retainers just yet. I feel like I could wear them a little bit longer, maybe even a whole nother year of wearing them every night. We'll just kind of keep checking on them to see how they're doing, see where my teeth are as well. But as long as they're not damaged and as long as my teeth are staying where they need to stay, I'm gonna keep this retainer in, and then I'm gonna switch to the other retainers. Honestly, my goal is to never have to pay for another set of retainers ever again in my life. So if I could keep them 4 sets and just, you know, ride them till the wheels fall off, that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to run through those 4 sets of retainers and then like have to get another set when I'm like 35 or 37 going on 40, or like, you know, I want to be like 40 and still like in like on the last set of those retainers. And like, you know, the only issue is if I were to get a permanent retainer at the top, then I'm gonna have to remold the top retainers at the very least. But if how do I want to explain this? Because like I said, in my head, if I get a permanent retainer, I'm probably only wanting for a year anyway, just to really get my teeth to get them in. I don't plan on keeping it for life. So in my head, I would get the permanent retainer, have them remold just the top set, wear that for a year, get the permanent removed, and then still stick to these. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's what I'm thinking, because like I said, I don't want the permanent retainer forever. Plus eventually they do have the potential to break. The glue and stuff wears down, especially if you bite into a lot of foods. I personally don't, but nonetheless, so I don't know, we'll see. I guess my like post Invisalign journey is to be continued. But that is all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end of this video and you have not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you click that subscribe button. Also click that bell notification so that you get notified when I post every single Sunday at 5 p.m. Wow, that was so hard to say with these retainers. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them down in my comment section. I will give you my best advice based on my experience. However, I'm not a dentist or an orthodontist, nor am I claiming to be. So sometimes it is best to just go and talk to the professional about your particular circumstances. But I'm here if you want my advice. While you're down there, click that link in my description so that you can listen to my music. And other than that, I will see you on the next video. Bye.